Hello? Okay, I switched devices, and I switched locations, and I switched headphones. How does this sound? Great. Okay, so you can hear me okay? Great. Okay, so apologies. That makes no sense at all. Hmm, okay, I was using the same exact setup on Telegram as I was in Discord here. Okay, so anyway, thank you everyone. Sorry for the late start. But yeah, we just wrapped up the Well AMA and went fairly good, I think. That was our first one, so hard to gauge them. But had some great feedback, heard some voices for the first time. It's always, one gentleman said he hadn't ever spoken 3 years on crypto, and he just did. So I was very honored by that. I won't dox that person, but okay. So let's start today with the low-hanging fruit, which I think is the announcement. Let's go over here to the announcements real quick. Yes, tomorrow's day reset, the final 48-hour reign of power will start. This is we've done the optimizations, and we hope that it doesn't cause the game any kind of deprecation. So looking forward to, I haven't had my reign of power fix in a couple days. I haven't even played for a couple of days. I think I actually broke my streak again. But we'll see how the servers handle. Hopefully that is positive. Next lowest hanging fruit. Let me jump back in the stage here. Ralph did not speak, actually. I don't think. I think no. I don't think so. The next thing is the AI integration. So our engineers at Sage AI are very close to being done with the API and all the code. Matsta has said as soon as they release it, he will inject it, and we will have AI integration into the game. What'll happen is it'll be on explorers, on random explorers. You will have your normal explorer interaction, and then you're going to get hit with some questions. The AI will kind of maybe ask like, why did you answer that riddle that way, or where are you from, or at the end of the day, we're trying to create a user profile and a proof of concept. So YouEarn.ai is the company that was formed as a partnership between Sage, Champs, and our investor. And we have all agreed to shoulder the cost to get to the minimum viable product, which is our proof of concept, which is, do video game players make better data mining and data farming than for retailers and for and advertisers than just doing SEO and PPC and AdWords and all those things. And ultimately, there will be a YouEarn.ai app that you will have a quest in game for, and you'll go to the app and you'll do some market research or some surveys, or you'll answer some questions. And if you buy anything like from Amazon, or you use Upside or Brilliant or any of these vendors that we're going to be partnering with, then you're going to get a commission. You're actually going to get money to you in stablecoin, and maybe just dollars. So it's good old fashioned dollars. And there'll be a leaderboard. And the more you actually use the app, the higher you will rank and the more money you will get. And then YouEarn.ai will share the revenue that it makes with you, the user. And then it will share the revenue with Champs. And Champs will become revenue positive without selling our users NFT. Like, again, we're trying to become a game that makes money on people that want to buy truffles or trade NFTs, or down the line buy action points, or breeding, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, we're trying to make a game where the player doesn't just extract. Because right now, Web3 has an extracting problem. Players come into an ecosystem, they find the max way to extract, and then they leave, and it bankrupts the project. And that's why most projects have went under. So YouEarn.ai will basically feed Champs part of the revenue. And then as a Champs player, you will want to level up, because your in-game level will increase your earnings for the Leprechaun and for earnings from. So the higher the player level in the game, the higher level you'll be in the YouEarn app, and you will get more payout. And then the more token you hold will also increase. Obviously, it increases your earnings right now in game. So the more token you hold, the more Leprechaun earning you get. But also, the amount of token you hold will increase the amount of revenue you get from the AI app. And the final goal is for everyone to play Champs and go out to your friends and family and say, hey, try the game. If you like it, that's cool. Also, there's this app. If you sign up for it, I get some revenue, you get a referral fee, and then Champs will actually get more referral fee. So the goal would be to turn all of our 200 daily average users into sales teams for the app. People go use the app, they make money, they're happy, they love you, they're like, thank you for showing me that app. They go out and get more people, and then you get a referral from all of that downline, and then Champs gets a revenue stream. And ultimately, we want it to get big enough to where Champs would be its own distribution platform, where we would actually, let's say there's a game that went under. I personally lost like $80,000 on a game a couple weeks ago. I've been in the game for 4 years. Didn't have a leadership or any. I didn't have any there. I was a very small investor. But the CEOs, they spent $4 million of their own money. The game was beautiful. It went under because they were spending $150,000 a month, and their publisher ran out of money. So they had signed a $1.2 million deal with a publisher. The publisher gave them about half the money 6 months in, and then called them up one day and said, hey, we're broke. We don't have the money. Bye. And the game went under. So I could technically, I offered those people, I offered them $100,000 for the game. They said no. We got an investor, and I said, hey, me and the investor can offer $200,000. They said no. They want $400,000. But if I have this YouEarn.ai, I could call them up and say, hey, let's sell the game for $400,000, but let's pay you back as revenue comes in from the users that are using the AI app. And they've already told me they're open to a revenue share buyback program. They told me the last time we spoke last week. So imagine I could go resurrect some of these games. I could go to, IMX has said, hey, get us 60 days of data on this idea. Let's talk about it. Fold, the Bitcoin debit card company, has said, hey, give me 60 days of data. Let's talk about it. So essentially, we need the Champs community, being the champs they are, to really help us test out this YouEarn.ai mechanic. We're also going to be launching in-game advertising. Our first advertiser is banjobakes.com. It is a family-owned bakery they ship global. Hello? Okay, let's try again. I have no idea. Does it sound underwater again? This is so strange. Loud and clear. Fantastic. Okay, I am so sorry. I have no idea what's going on. Um, hmm. Okay. So I think I only went off for a minute. But anyway, like I said, we were just trying to ask this champs community to help us beta test this AI integration and beta test the advertising with Banjo Bakes, which is a sourdough company that ships globally and has been in business for 3 years and really great sourdough. Tons of success stories there. I mean, tons of diabetics and gluten intolerant people that can eat the bread that have been told they can't. Okay, so just to recap, Reign of Power starts tomorrow. Last sprint. Hopefully the optimizations work. The server runs well. And if that goes well, then we can maybe talk about further. The AI integration is very close to being done. It'll be in-game explores. The advertising will go live at the same time. That'll be in-game explores. So there we go. Okay, any questions so far there? We're 20 minutes in. That's a good place to stop for questions. See some people timing. I noticed they haven't had the traction they want, but nobody has. I mean, again, I talked to so many C-level executives in virtually every industry, and it is just it is a challenging time. It really is. Yeah, I didn't really get too far with Plutus because I'm trying to lock down Fold. I've got to get the domestic market here before I go to the European markets. And again, I didn't like that Plutus kind of, if I'm not mistaken, they pay you out in their token, don't they? Again, I didn't. I just I got like one level deep on them. I didn't. Again, I'm not too concerned about which vendor we're going to end up using because it's going to be homogenous at the end. Hmm. Yeah, I was there. I was talking to him out of Britain. I was not talking to him. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, all right. Next, the NPC upgrade. Massa got the code on Friday of last week. We've been working on other stuff, so he has not had a chance to look at it. I will talk to him probably tomorrow or Wednesday and see what he thinks on integrating the NPC upgrade. We're obviously going to wait till after this reign of power because we do not want to. We want to see if the optimizations worked. I don't want to inject new code that could cause any kind of variable. So the NPC upgrade is coming. Some people think it'll be fun. Some people don't. I think it'll make the game better. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the NPC upgrade is still on the plans. Next up is the Boss Hill. We're calling it the Matsta Hill or Boss Hill. That is going to build into our overarching strategy. I don't want to release that information yet, but we had a community member come forward and give us a really great idea that we think will be great. I did share that in a little bit with the whale chat, and that's one of the perks of being one of the whales. You get to have some inside alpha, but also have some input. We are going to probably be rolling out a voting mechanism where any champs holder gets to vote. I do want people to understand that we are going to be moving towards a kind of a corporate technical overhaul where we treat this project more like a business in the sense of if you own a token, you are kind of a shareholder. You deserve voting rights. You deserve stockholder rights. You deserve asymmetric information. So you'll be hearing more about that. I don't want to get into that too much today. The Boss Hill will have more lore. We're going to build it on the Matsta that is from the bar. So I mean that's kind of the backstory is that this guy has invaded the Reign of Power Hill, and we got to figure out if we're going to keep Reign of Power going, because if it's optimized and it's not going to crash the servers like it was doing, then we can. If it doesn't work, we're going to have to take it offline and then maybe retool it. But we can't be crashing the rest of the game. So possibly more lore, but I don't want to get into next week's content. But like I said, we do have something pretty cool in the idea room here about our I'm going to call it like a dungeon hybrid game mode. You'll see. I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I have to save content for next week, or then I don't have anything to talk about next week. So, next up, we are, I've been researching other games and seeing what everyone's doing for utility for the token. We've had some people ask us for some perks for holding the token, like an auto battler, for more dynamic, like maybe your action points regenerate faster, or basically just a VIP. But again, I don't want to roll out any VIP token utilities until we have our voting mechanism in place, because I kind of really want the community to vote on those so that we don't alienate anyone, because I don't want to go to pay to win. I don't want to make the game so much more fun for the whales, but I do want people to buy token technically. So we will be trying to add more utility to the token, but it seems like most gaming tokens, the main utility is, VIP stuff, just kind of juicing the experience, right? Yeah, no, the Boss Hill thing is going to be cool, and it's going to build into, forging new NFT items. But we're going to start with the Matsta Hill. And the goal, like I said, is going to have a progressive jackpot. So it's going to be a cat and mouse between us, the team. Down the line, each different. I don't want to give it away, but you'll have certain strategies that you have to build, certain items, certain choices you'll have to make to beat the boss. And then once someone beats the boss, we're going to buff it a little bit and make it a little harder and make it a little harder. And then if no one can beat it and it gets stale for a couple days and the jackpot gets up and up and up, then maybe we nerf it down a little bit. But that's going to be kind of the cat and mouse, which is where you go play the game, you get your dopamine hits, you get you get your good stuff from your loots and your boxes and everything, and then you come over here and you gamble a little bit of it. You spend some of your truffles to try to kill this enemy to get the best items to win the progressive jackpot. There's that. All right. So 30 minutes in here, roughly. Any other questions? I've only got about 5 or 10 more minutes of material. and then we will call it a day a little early, which is good because my voice is wearing. I've been on the phone for since about 11:30, so about 5 hours. I've been on the phone for about 5 hours straight. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll read this again later, but I just skimmed it, and that's kind of what I was hearing from other people. But yeah, I'm trying to get Fold to just be global, but they're hiring right now too. They're growing. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how they end up playing the game on that. So let me see. Any other questions? And like I said, I've only got about 5 minutes more material here. Sorry, my youngest just walked in. Hey, buddy, got your boots? Ish. Okay. All right. So the last thing is we are looking to, like I said, if rain power goes well, we'll restart it up. But ultimately, we want to decide what is going to be a season schedule for that, or if it's just going to be, just maybe just the Boss Hill with maybe some things thrown in. The other thing is we're talking about is I've seen a lot of games using um, rock paper scissors, where essentially you take your character and you choose offensive, defensive, or hybrid, and you let them auto battle. Because I do want to have a way for everyone to PvP, but having like a waiting room with the same levels and the same gear, I don't think that would work. Maybe you guys can give me feedback on PvP, but I want a way for everyone to be able to fight each other and have some risk. Because I looked at like Gigaverse, I looked at Kamagachi, I looked at a lot of different games this week, and into the week last week, and it seems like everyone is doing some sort of dungeon crawl, and then you take your winnings and you kind of risk them against other players, and then you take the other person's stuff, and then you can like make new items and then sell them on the market. So if there's any mechanics or ideas that you guys have, please let me know because we are probably going to build that kind of loop. I don't know of any other loop that we like as much, but if you guys have one, please let us know. So, going to do a 5 minute warning and we will wrap up because I am going to check my notes. I'm scared to switch out of the app here, but I'm going to check my notes and see if I have anything else to sell you. 1 second. Okay, nope, I just checked my notes. Let me check my chats real quick. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you're welcome, Crypto King. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you, everyone. Like I said, we will have some more content related stuff next week. We will have updates about the AI integration and the advertising starting. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, just DM us or open a ticket in Discord. But ultimately, we want to create that nice loop of, PVE, maybe some Rain of Power, maybe some Boss Hill, and then maybe a little bit of a hybrid dungeon crawl. That's kind of where we're going with this. So, anyone have any questions? Like I said, I appreciate everyone. I don't see anyone typing, so I will call it a day. You all have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you then next week. Bye now.